Okay. Well, that was a lot of fiddling around at the last minute. That's okay. I don't think anyone is here yet. It's just me. And if there's someone out there, sorry you have to suffer. I was tweaking my starting soon screen because I made some changes at the last minute. Okay. Let's turn the music all the way down. All right. I'm here. How's everybody doing today? My name is Bear. I'm barely watercoloring. My mic is really far away, so I'm moving it closer. Hello, Internet. This is from last week on Thursday. It's very pale. It's not as dark as I usually do, but it's all right. It still has a lot of pretty colors in it. It's just because it's so pale, it looks better in person. But when I show it on camera, it looks really, 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 really pale. But it's not bad. I love some of the transitions that it does and some of the texture from the paint. Granulating. That word was hard today. Granulating paint. Wow. Which I was kind of lost on what to do today, so I had a thought. Hey, why not just lean into this and do more of that, right? So that's probably what I'll do. Let's give it a shot. Let me move some stuff around because I'm gonna have to do some things live on the fly while I'm working. Let me just get some stuff out of the way. I actually don't need this over here. Let's move it over there. Go. And that can go there. That can go there. I need to put up some of my brushes from last time because they're dry and looking floofy like they should. You can go there. Plop. You can go all the way in the back. You can go here. And you can go here, and then we'll probably pick some or many of those right back up again in a minute. But that's okay. We'll get there in a minute. Hey, go where I want you. Hey, do your thing. Get over here. There we go. All right. Let's put this up. That's not the drawer I want. This is the drawer I want. Yeah, that's right. You can go, you can go. I don't think I'll need this today either, so I'll put this down below to get it out of the way. I still got pretty good amounts of paper towel from last time, so I think I'll keep that there. I got some fresh water I cleaned up yesterday and put out here just to get ready to go. You can see my mess from the last stars that I did. Maybe we'll clean that up really quick, because why not, right? I like kind of I'm the opposite of a lot of artists, apparently. I know there's like type A, type B, but I'm not quite sure which one's which. I'm very much the type that doesn't like mess, so I'm gonna clean it up. Uh, I'll start with water, and then I'll use alcohol if I need it. Let me grab a piece of paper towel here, too. So let's get that clean and give some time for at least one person to show up so we can hang out. And if not, then I'll just, do my thing and I'll talk to whoever watches it later. I'm gonna need to refill that at some point. There's plenty for now. It's like half full. Oh, yep. Oh, yep, that definitely needed to come off. You probably can't see half of this because one of the changes I made is I got the camera, the straight above me camera, not the vertical view camera portrait. The landscape view camera above I brought down closer for reasons. Mainly so that people that are watching in landscape mode or on like a TV or a home computer or something that's typically landscape mode, they get the highest possible resolution that I can currently support, which required bringing the camera closer instead of relying on like digital zoom, because this isn't like a DSLR or something up here. Well, you can really hear that right by the mic, assuming it's not being filtered out. Anyway, yeah, so a couple changes I made. I raised up the vertical portrait camera to get higher up and a little further away, so there's a little bit more desk and wall captured in the camera. Clearly you can see there's a change here. My avatar, my bear avatar, is now oh, he's not talking. I just noticed. Let me fix that. Hello. Why can't you hear? Are you on the right microphone? Is that better? It's a little better. It blinks out every now and then. I don't know why. I'll have to tweak that. My old avatar does not do that. Is it when it blinks? No, the blinking works. That's new. I added blinking. See, it just blinked out again, but there wasn't a reason for it. I don't know why. I don't know why this app does that. See, it did it again. I don't know. I don't know why it's acting up. It's being a silly goose. Let's try a different one. I did a few different ones as well. I got this one, which I think is kind of cute. And this one. I did like 3 different themes of the same idea. Yeah, they're all blinking out, and I don't know why. I'll have to look up that app that I use for that later and see if there is a fix or if I configured something wrong. My original icon's here, but the way I've got it laid out, it would be a little bit cut off, but it's still there. But yeah, I like this one. Yeah, I don't know why it is glitching out like that. Let me look at it really quick. I don't think there's a setting to change that. It's still set there. Blinking information is there. Cost, no, I don't have that turned on. That didn't change. And when I go in to actually edit it, does it still show it on screen? It does. Okay. That is still set the same, unchanged. Ignore bounce velocity. I don't use any of that stuff, so I mean it's all completely unchanged. It's really confusing. I don't know why it tries to trip out a little bit. I don't know. I'll just leave it for now. I'll play with it off stream. Let me get back to my browser. Yeah, it keeps blinking out. I don't know why. Well, that's really annoying. Well, we'll figure it out later. Let's continue cleaning, and then we can move on to actually doing stuff. So, you know, the stream can actually be something happening versus listening to me yammer. Goddess, hi. Welcome in. I'm glad you can make it today. I'm glad I even decided to paint because, you know, you got to be inspired. I was having a struggle today figuring out what to do. I came up with an idea, I think. Just cleaning up a little bit. I changed my setup a tiny bit. I don't know why he's tripping out, but I have my new little bear character, but he keeps blinking out every now and then, and I don't know why. And it's doing it in the app that does the it holds the character, and it just blinks out sometime, and I do not know why. Let me look at my normal ones. So that's set to 1 0 0 0 0. No changes. Nothing down there is changed or different. And when I go here, it's all exactly the same information. So I'm not seeing what's causing that. It's so odd. I'll have to do like some Google foo later and figure out what's going on with that. I do not know why it does that. Are we supposed to be seeing Windows logo and clips and desktop icons too? Yep. Yep. I've got a little, I put the little window frame around it because I've got a couple different things. I've got a portrait cam setup that we can use to be able to view both perspectives. I've got this window, which I thought was really cool. I've got a negative window now that I can move around. Let me make sure that I've got it unchecked so I can move it. It is really far away. Yeah, I should be able to. Oh, I've got something on top of it. That's fine. Now I should move it. Yeah, this guy. So if I have, oh, what's a good example? I suppose like the plate, right? So you can see how bright yellow and orange those are. And when they go behind this, they turn to their negative or reverse color. So if I ever need to know, like if I'm painting something and I need to know the exact opposite of a very specific shade, I could always turn this on and I can move it over the top of that part of the painting and then be able to see that color and be able to figure out like if I need to use that to make like the shadow of it, I can mix that exact color at least until I really mentally lock down on what the opposite colors are, right? And it just looks cool. I can put it anywhere. I can make it larger if you want to have it take up more of the screen, or I can rotate it like I didn't mean to do, but I did. God, I have to move my keyboard closer. All right. I meant to do, why is it not grabbing? There we go. Yes, so I can make it larger or smaller, right? But I thought in keeping with the theme, it would look cool to make my avatar, my bear in the corner, look similar. And the chat looks similar as well. So you got like a whole like Windows theme thing going on. It might not be forever. It may very well be temporary. But I changed my starting soon screen during the beginning of this stream because I had a thought of how to make it. I'll show it really quick. I think it looks pretty cool. It's like a whole little Windows desktop thing, right? And I've got Comet in the corner, or a Comet-like dog in cartoon, and me painting, and I just think it looks really cool. And it's got the countdown timer still going in the corner because I reset it when I was testing it. And I need to make like a vertical version of this that makes sense for the vertical stream, or I'll just change it again. But I think it looks pretty cool, right? Barely OS, a little bear icon for the start menu, right? I thought it was cute. Like Stardew meets Starfleet, right? It really does look that way. I'm super happy with how it came out. So that's the thought. I need to make a matching end screen, but I'll probably do that tomorrow or sometime in the week. And then I want to figure out a similar but very not obtrusive frame to go around maybe the border of the screen. But for now, I'm just keeping it full screen because you get to see everything, right? So let me turn this off for now, right? And I also, yeah, so I was saying the landscape camera that's right above my finger here that I'm almost tickling. Hello. Hey there. Anyway, that camera is much closer to the desk now. So there's less peripheral nonsense that doesn't really and truly need to be there. So you can see things far better up close now without me having to like digital zoom it. Hey, that's my nose. Stop it. No, no, I'm gonna get your nose. I'm gonna get your little nosies. Come here. God, I need to cut my nails. Sorry. And then I've got the vertical camera or portrait cam that's also up here in the corner. And it matches basically what the portrait view on online on Twitch is also showing. But that way you can get a different perspective of things. So when I'm painting something very particular, like something small, handy. Yeah, sure, these. Actually, a good example for the negative thing too. But yeah, so that way you can see both the up close in the main view right in the middle, and then both our landscape viewers and portrait viewers can see in the vertical portrait mode here, and on they get to see all the same things that you do. So you get to see the side view that they do, but you get the higher quality one up close. I thought that was pretty neat. I do have different cameras attached. Yeah, I've got a 4K OBSBot. I think I said that before when I used to be on the other side of the room. Oh, it's OBSBot, OBSBOT, for the brand. And I've got another one that's the 1080 resolution one up here. Sorry, up here. the portrait mode one is the lower res one, since you can only do 1080 for portrait streaming right now on Twitch. So I figured that made the most sense to put that one there. And it also lets me pan it so I can change the angle. Like, for example, if I go here and here, I can change between the normal mode and I can do zoom on that one. And it'll zoom in closer for the people that are in the portrait mode. And if a comment ever comes over, I can switch to doggo mode. Hey, you can see my head. And I scoot out of the way so you can see him on the floor. Yeah, so I thought it was pretty neat. I was just telling someone about your spirograph stuff today. Oh, excellent. Yeah, this is one of them right here. I was very happy with how that one had come out. The spirograph, the gel pens, these guys, they work really well on pretty much anything, any color that I was doing. They all came out fairly well. And I bet they look even weirder under the negative thing. Let me move it over so you can see it. Yeah, no, that's wild. Looking at it under the negative is really trippy. That's super cool, right? So you can totally see like what the opposite color is. I mean, especially there, right? You go from a yellow and a green to a blue and like a deep like violet color. I believe these are exactly mirror or negative. It should be, yeah. The white is turning black, so that should be pretty spot on. Yeah. Oh, I saw someone else said something. Red bean bitter cream. What a great name. It's an emote. What's it for? Let's see. Let's hover over it. Kylie bold wave. Nice. I think that's Kylie. Yeah. Very nice. Welcome in, Red Bean. Well, not exactly opposites on the color wheel, not all of them, but close enough. Yeah, I'm not looking for it to be perfection. And we can probably check it. I guess one way we can do that is with the color wheel. I've got one right here. Let me get it off the wall. Come here, you. All right. Yeah, so we've got blue on top, and its opposite should be orange, right? Oh, I guess it really isn't an exact match. It should truly be orange, but it's coming up. Well, no, is that right? Yeah, the opposite of blue is orange. Hence why it's on the freaking color wheel. So yeah, I guess it isn't exactly right. Maybe I'll tweak that. I'll work on that later and figure out exactly what that is. Because some of them come across, you're right. But some are very much not right. That's interesting. Yeah, because the opposite of yellow should be violet, right? Right? Yellow, violet, yeah. And that's not really coming across yellow. That's coming across more green. You're right. Oh, I didn't check it to make sure it was right. Well, we'll figure that out later. If there's a way, I will try to find a way to make it properly negative. For now, I'll get it off the screen. Make sure your tools work before you present them to the crowd. Okay, that's what I'll do next time. All right, so let me put these things up for now because clearly that's not right. You can go. This was the other spirograph one we did that day. It's pretty fun. Just doing just random basic colors and stuff in the background, let it dry, and then we just spirograph the hell out of it. Yeah. All right, let's put it up. That was louder than I wanted it to be. Man, I really smacked the desk hard. All right. I have to remember not to do loud, crazy things that I don't normally think are loud, but they're magnified being this close to the mic. All right. All right, so before we get started and figuring out what we're going to do, let's have some coffee. Comet! Oh, yeah. Hey, Comet. Who's a good boy? I'm talking to him like he's right here, and he is. He's off to my left, but he's laying down, paying no attention to me at all. But I love our little Comet sticker. Yeah, super cute. All right. Oh, coffee. So good. So very good. Okay. So, what are we going to do today? Well, let me take something off the wall, and we'll figure this out together. So you these are all going to stick together. That's fine. I'm taking something off my board behind me here, and I use, there we go. Oh, let's not make a mess. I'll use magnets. So I've got a little corkboard sort of thing in front of me here, and I've got push pins that have flat metal circles on the back of them, and there are these little magnets. These are 4 of them, and that way I don't poke holes through my paper. I just have it poked in the board, and then the magnet attaches between, well, the paper goes between the magnet and the pin. I love these things. I'll scoot these to the side for now. This is, out of all of my paints, these are the paints that are listed as granulating paints. So I wanted to play with that today. What is that chirping and dinging sound that happens every once in a while? So it's a chat sound, exactly like Goddess said. So until I have a influx of people all chatting at once where it would become annoying, which it surely will one day, I have an audible alert going off whenever someone chats so I can hear it when I'm not looking at the screen, so I don't miss when someone says something. Eventually, when there's more than 3 or 4 people here at once, that's going to become quite annoying, right? So I will turn it down or turn it off altogether. But for now, it works for me, so I've got that on. It used to be a little, wait, is it doing both sounds at the same time? I just realized, I think it's only doing the one, isn't it? Now I'm curious. Let's try something. Nope, it just does the one. Good, it just does the one. I used to do a little Star Trek communicator that'll combat the little chirp, like from Star Trek The Next Generation and up. That's the sound effect I did, but I changed it because I did like a whole Windows theme recently. I changed it to a default sound effect from Windows 98. Like the little, like, oh shit, something happened alert, right? Yeah, for now. If it gets really annoying, I'll turn it down or off altogether. Just let me know if it goes too crazy. But let's take this one down now. So this is going to be fun. Okay. Ooh, it went sideways. That's fun. Yeah. Whoop. Okay. This one. Whoop. And last up. Ooh, I reached a little too far. Oh, my shoulder. My right shoulder's been bothering me recently. Oh my God, at this point, a couple years ago? Yeah, September-ish, April-ish, somewhere between April and September of 24. I was at work and I reached under a desk and I reached too far toward a power outlet, and I didn't get shocked. But while I was reaching under the desk for it, I like overextended my arm and I tore something in my right shoulder. And I've just been like surviving and letting it just heal on its own. And a couple months ago, at this point, a couple months ago, month and a half, I don't know. We were out on the weekend and I lost my balance a little bit and I threw my arm out to like regain my balance. And it was that shoulder and I like messed it up. But I pulled it. So getting old sucks. Anyway, yeah, that's that. So this is my entire palette. It's hiding right now under this cover. And it's also, because there were too many paints, I have 44 paints. And there's only 33 wells in this. So oh God!
The color palette there, but in color wheel style, opposites.
The color palette there, but in color wheel style, opposites. Paint the color palette, but in opposites? Oh, as like a challenge? You mean like figure out this right here and repaint this, but do the opposite colors? Is that what you're saying, Goddess? I'll need clarification. But that would certainly be a challenge. Like those colors on your palette, but align them opposite each other. So green on top would have red on bottom. You mean like literally repaint this with all of my colors, but do it where they're opposite from each other? At least as close as they can get, I guess, because they're not all pure opposites. Because I've tried that before. I've taken all my colors and I've plotted them on a wheel, and a good majority of them don't align when it comes to crossing each other. Color wheel style, like what would be the closest opposite? Yes, yeah. So a good portion of these do line up somewhat across from each other, but some are going to be so far off. Um, but I do like the idea of going through and reorganizing it in the correct order. It is an interesting thought. If anything, I probably wouldn't do it square. I might do a circle, like a really huge circle, and make a wheel at least as close as possible. Like we might even do like a plain black pen circle, right? In the middle of the page, and then figure out where on the color wheel every one of my paints belongs and show the gaps. That way we can leave room to add if I get any new paints in the future where they belong on the wheel. That would be an interesting thought because we'll see where all the gaps are. And that'll give me a good clue to be like what paints exist in the Daniel Smith collection that would fit that, right? Connect the green to the red with a line, like across to each other to show that they do actually align. It would be an interesting thought. We can get back to that. But to show 44, we've got 44 colors, both on my main palette over to the side, which you can't really see. Turn that off. Uh, this is my main palette over here to the side. It's in the same orientation as the outer border of this guy. Everything's in the same place. Except for all these in the middle. There was no room on the palette, so they're on these dishes instead, in this order, actually. Yep. Starting here with the alizarin crimson, working all the way around to Indian yellow, and then over here, up here actually, we start with undersea green, and work our way around to lunar black. So the extras, I have to call them extras, are here, and then everything else is on my main palette. At some point, I will probably reduce how many colors I have out on a palette and switch to a smaller palette someday. But for now, I'm pretty happy having a lot of options at my disposal because I don't do a lot of color mixing the way I should. All right, so knowing that I've got 44 colors and knowing that I only have so many granulating colors, right? My thought was let's try to pick colors that are not granulating from our overall chart here, right? That would work as the first layer underneath a granulating color. So we can do maybe a combination of mixing that color with the granulating color and just fully mixing them and putting a layer of that down. And then try do an option where we put a single layer down of the base color, put granulating color over the top of it, and let it swirl and do its thing. So we get like a side by side. And if we like it, we can write down what those two colors were above or below on the piece of paper. And I'll just make a bunch of those every now and then. Whenever we're bored or can't think of what to do, I can do some new color mixes with that and I can see what they look like and I'll just document them or store them somewhere so I can have like a supply saying, hey, what will it look like if I mix these two together? Then I can grab that out from the pile and be like, ah, it looks like this, and now I can match if I want to use that or not. I guess we'll see how it goes. I may just give up partway through. I hope not, but we'll try. All right, so I'm going to set this in front of me so I can see it. There it goes. So I've got it to work with. Maybe I'll move it a good bit over. I don't think I'll need the water, but I'll grab it just in case. Let me put it over here. And I'm going to put my granulating color chart, which I will hold up so you can see it. I'll do this one first so you can see the first row. You can read my terrible handwriting. Right? And then the bottom row. I love me some lunar blue. Lunar blue, this one is gorgeous. It looks like a galaxy all on its own. Okay. And lunar black also looks amazing. Let me hold it up for our portrait view, folks. Try to anyway. I may have to get a ring light or something for the upper camera so that when I hold things up like this, it's lit. Because it's on the opposite side of the desk from my lamp, my light source over here. All right, so I'm gonna put this over here so I've got it to go off of as well. I'm gonna put the magnets up somewhere where they don't cause a disaster. They can go way over there. I've got my color wheel out in case I need it. I don't know that I'll use the heat gun much today, but I've got it here just in case. Get over here. Get over there. There we go. All right, I think we're gonna stick with a smaller brush today. We'll go with the number 6 round brush, I think. A square one would be better. Do I have any? I mean, yes and no. I've got these, but they're a bit too large. They're very thirsty brushes too, so they would soak up a lot of paint. They're kind of cheap too. I've got them for like whatever moments. Um, I think my only other square brushes are in. Uh, I think I've got them over here. Hang on. I've got Elton John going in the background because why not? All right. You probably can't hear it too much. I've got it on the lowest volume setting. Where is that? Is it up there? Did I put it in a drawer? I might have put it in a drawer. Yeah. Oh, I totally did. Whoops. I'm doing great. Oh, this is a great song. I'm gonna let you listen to this. There's a calm surrender to a wash of day when the heat of a rolling wave can't return away. That's not where I thought it was. It sees me through. It's enough to just my soul, just to be with you again. Oh, there it is. Love night. This is where we are. Stay stroke brush. We got this far. Feel the love night. You made it. Yes, there we go. It's enough. Singing like a bond. Believe the very best. It's time for everyone. If you learn that the distant kaleidoscope moves us all in turn, there's a rhyme and reason to the wild outdoors. In this dark life, each and time you're here, your love and I. It's enough to make my wanderer. We got this far. Can you feel 16 4. Kings in the bonds beneath the very best. The very best. Oh, it's such a good song. Okay. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to cut up some larger paper. This is A3 size paper. It's a European, or really a metric, the whole world standard, except for the United States because we're silly like that. Uh, in inches, it is, I always forget, 15 something? 19? Nope, I was way off. On its narrow direction, it's 11.69 inches, and then its longest direction, its height, it's 16.53 inches. But in metric, it makes sense ish. Um, yeah, it's really good paper. Arches, great quality. 300 pound gold, or 140 pound gold, cold pressed. Words are hard. Hard. So I'm trying to figure out a size that's repeatable that I can make cards out of. It seems like 4 inches gives a nice large space, but I have to figure out what the directions the other way will be, but I can do that in a minute. I'm just going to line up the mark that I made with the cutting line, press it down good, and do the same thing here. Line you up with the dot that I made, which is right there. Right here. You know what I was going to do today, Goddess? I was actually thinking of playing a game, but it's on my list that I want to play it on stream. I've been playing it personally. Wow, how did I get that one so far off? That's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is called Restory. It's so fun. I've been playing it all this last week. It all of last week, it feels like. It's so much fun. It is a game where you are operating a repair shop in Japan in the early 2000s, and you're repairing a bunch of early 2000s era electronics equipment. So, like Walkmans and Game Boys and cell phones of the era and cameras and things like that, right? So you're mainly disassembling them, repairing them, cleaning them, and putting them back together again. And if parts are fully broken, you replace them, right? So you can. It's just a really fun game. It really scratches that geek IT person itch in my brain that wants to fix stuff, but I get to do it digitally, which is really fun. So I want to play that at some point. So we'll see. Uh, you're so glad that I'm on. You're so bummed out, so excited about Star Wars Strange New World, 4 seasons on Apple TV. But today I found out what Apple didn't say is once you get to season 2, episode 2, there's a paywall. What? That's that is so ass. Wait, even if you're paying for Apple TV? Oh, I guess because it's not owned by Apple TV, it's owned by Paramount. So they play it on their channel or their streaming service. Oh, that's a pain. It should unlock before too long. I mean, because after this current season that's running right now, there's only one more season, the fifth one. And once that's finally out, it probably won't be exclusive to Paramount for too long. You just saw someone playing that? Oh, excellent. It's such a fun game. I think, pretty far along in it. There is a story to speak, but I don't really pay attention to the story. I just repair the shit that's put in front of me and get it done. But it's a lot of fun. Right. Let's see. How long is this again? 11 something? Yeah. So I can probably just fake it for in the middle. Like I want to measure it. It's not even perfectly done this way, but who cares? Is right in the middle too much? Should I do smaller cards? I like the idea of large cards seeing a lot of stuff on it, especially keeping it the same size as those. I'm just going to do them in half, roughly. I'm not going for perfection. No, I know how I am. I'm not going to just eyeball it. I'm going to at least fake like I'm marking it. Let's put these down. Oops, sorry, I just sacked my an Asian streamer is repairing a modem or soundboard or something. It looked relaxing. Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, that's something you get later on too, is you unlock the ability to solder stuff. I mean, it's game logic, so it's not complicated stuff. It's just, they unlock things a little bit at a time. At first, you only clean, then you go through and you repair, then you solder, and then you do firmware upgrades now, and then there's just more and more that happens. 8 is plenty on this to start with, I think. We can do that. All right, let me make a quick mark so that I know where to cut. It's like 11 3/4 inches. So I'm just gonna slide it in the middle a little bit and do right at the 6 mark. Right? Yeah, that's right. Yep. So I'll put a little mark right there. Boop. Then up on this one, same dealio. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I'm just kind of winging it for this right now. Bonk. We're so opposites. Eyeballs my way unless doing something to specs, of course. Oh yeah. No, I just, my work needs to be specific and I carry that over in my the rest of my life. I'm not perfect, God forbid, nor do I want to be, and I definitely don't want to claim to be. Um, but I try to keep like a standard for myself. Right. Let's stack 3 of these up. Put them back here for the moment. Let's grab one of them. Got it. The only reason I'm not fully eyeballing it is because these are going to end up going in a stack together, and I need to be able to rifle through them. And if they're all different sizes, I think that might make it a tiny bit harder. Not really, but just a tiny bit. Right? So yeah, like, rough, like index card size, like small index card. Okay. This one is there. The line is there. Press down. All right. Few more. And we'll have 8, which should be plenty for today just to play with. Come here, you. Whoop, one more. It's not bad. Okay. That's 8. That should be plenty for now. All right. Put this back. And the ruler can go up. So, done with you for now. I am, however, going to get one of my black pens. It's a .8, just for size. So that when I'm done, if I do want to write down the colors, I can write them down and I'll know what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to get one. I sip some coffee. Yeah, these are definitely vaguely close, but there's a lot of degree of variation of size. Like they're pretty much the same width because they did a good job at measuring that, but this level on the bottom and on top, it's uneven across the board. Like it even like tilts on one of them, but it's close enough. I don't really care. All right, so remember the idea. We are going to pick a base color That is not a granulating paint. So we're going to pick a color from here, probably a lighter color. It depends on the situation. And then we're going to do a granulating paint on top of it for one of them. And the other one, we're going to pick that same color and the granulating color, and we're going to mix them together and do a mix of them together. So we'll have, I'm thinking maybe we'll do like a reserve the top line here to leave room to write down the names of the paints, maybe on both sides or something. And so one side we're going to mix the two, and the other side we're going to do a layer of the base color, and then like dot in areas of the granulating paint on top of it so that it can merge and blend on top of it and separate like it should, so you can see the two different colors side by side. But you have to figure out what those colors are going to be. So I think I'll pick the first one just so we can get an experiment done and down. And I've got the chart in front of me that shows which ones are or are not granulating paints. And I've also got this is the full granulating paint sheet that I have. So I can go off of that and not pick one of those for the base level. And then we can go from there. So, very much not granulating. Opera pink. It's right in the bottom left. It's a good starting place of any. If anything, I can kind of go around the board a bit, but I'm probably going to be random about it, I think. So I'm thinking I'm going to start with opera pink. And then I have to pick a good granulating paint to go on top of it. It could be any of them. I honestly, for this, I think maybe I'll start with Lunar Black. It's such a good color, and black and pink go together really well normally anyway. So I think I'll do that. Let's do, yeah, opera pink and lunar black. So I'm gonna set these up over here. And first things first, didn't think about this. Where's my normal little containers? Did I put them in here? So disorganized. I'm not, but today I am. I use those for cleaning. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to make space on my mixing wheel over here. All right. I need to spray my paints down anyway, so let's get them wet. Right. I know this is going to make the people that love mess hate me, but screw it. I'm going to clean up my mixing wells. I know. I know. Blasphemy! That's where all your best colors are. Okay, well, calm down. All right. Obviously, I'm not going for perfection here. All right. So I'm thinking we're going to make our mix first. Does it make the most sense? Should I do the mix first or should I do the separate colors? I think I'll do the separate colors first. That makes more sense. Okay. All right. So let's get some water and let me mix up some of our opera pink. I need more water than that. I'll get some out in the middle in a minute for when we do our mix. All right. So I'm going to just do Okay, that's pretty wet. Let me rinse that really quick. Switch to my round brush. Let's get some lunar black. Let's just dot some in here really quick. Just see what it looks like. Okay, rinse. Okay, and let's go ahead and grab some more water. Get some more opera pink. Add it to the middle. Okay. And let's get some lunar black on there. Mix it up with our pink. Let's hit this corner or this side. That's cool. Okay, I kind of like that idea of mixing them up like that. Clean that off. I'll hold it up while it's still wet, but I'll set it to the side and we'll let it do its thing. But that's where we're at so far. Left side is putting down the pink and then putting the lunar black on top, and the right side is mixing the two together. So I'm going to let it dry. For now, I'll set it to the side, and we can work on another one. And if we need to hit it with the dryer in a minute, we can do that. I'll just leave it over here to the side. Let's grab another one. And let's pick another set of colors. So I see a yellow in my future. So I can pick one of the yellow options. Except for yellow ochre. Yellow ochre is the only granulating yellow that I've got. So I like the idea of doing a bright yellow. Maybe we go to the Hansa Yellow Light because it's right next to our Opera Pink. No, you know what? Let's do a red. I think we can do... Oh, you know what? Let's do the Alizarin Crimson. This guy right here. It's on my plate. I can do that. And let's do Green Appetite Genuine because I love how that looks mixed on the granulating sheet. So I think we'll do that. Let's try those two. They seem like they'll be a fun mix. I know it's kind of parallel to what we did with pink, but I'll do what I want. Alizarin Crimson. So that's here. It's the one on the bottom left. You can barely see it. I did write it down at one point in a marker, but water washes that marker away over time. Who knew? All right. So let's mix up some of our Alizarin Crimson. Right, and we're going to do the first layer being just this color, and then we'll add green apatite genuine on top of it. All right, so we're going to start here, and let's work our way over to like less than half, and we'll come down from both of those spots. So let's fill it up here with a lot of liquid. That was easier. I kind of did that on the right one on the other, the first one we did. And then I can just kind of pull down a little bit more instead of going back. Okay. Okay. And let's get some green apatite genuine. That is this one. I would spray it with water, but I think it would spread outside the square that we make. So I'm not going to do that. All right, so next we need to mix some. So let's go ahead and pick up a bunch and move it over to our mixing wells over there. Just pick a nice little spot that I can get away with it. Okay. And our green apatite genuine. They're pretty much opposites of each other, but I want to see what they look like when they merge. Almost black. Like a dirty black, dirty brown. It kind of shows even ugly colors can be pretty. Very nice. It's actually doing very similar to the last one, where once it sits there for a minute in the wetness of it, the granulation takes over and starts spreading out. It makes it look not like mud anymore. We'll let it dry, but again, I will pick it up and let you see. This side really did not spread like I wanted. I'm going to try to spray it one time, but it's probably going to screw it up. Okay, stop there. I'm going to let that do its thing. Except on the bottom, I didn't hit it at all. Right. Because I sprayed it, I'm not going to pick it up. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to scoot it over. We'll look at it in a minute. Think about what you did. All right, on to the next. Okay, another good base color. I did say yellow and I skipped it, so I think maybe we'll go yellow. But we have to figure out, I'll do Hansa Yellow Light, which is my closest to lemon yellow that I've got. What's one of these that would go good on top of it? If I do blue, it's going to just cover it up like this last one did. So we can do something complementary to it if we can. We could do sepia. Transparent red oxide might work. What goes with the yellow? My brain goes purple, but that's like the opposite. So I don't really want to do a purple because, again, it would muddy it up probably, but we can try it. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so we're going to go Hansa Yellow Light and then Imperial Purple, I think, has got some of the prettiest separations. My internal struggle was also saying maybe try Lunar Blue because I bet, you know what, let's do Lunar Blue. I'm changing my mind. I'm doing Lunar Blue. Let's do that one. That'll be fun. Okay, so let's get some clean water. The clean water this time. All right, let me really soak it up into the brush and pick up more. We're going mostly half. Okay. All right. And let's grab our lunar blue. Lunar blue is such a pretty color. This one right here on the bottom left. It's very pretty. It's got some amazing texture in it. Looks like this. There we go. Very pretty color. Let's grab some before this dries out. It's over here in the corner. I think I need to refill the lunar blue. It's getting kind of low. All right. All right. And we have to prepare our mix now. So let's go ahead and let's grab a bunch of our yellow. We can put it up here for now. Some more water. Oh man, what could I talk about? I don't know. I feel like whenever I start talking about the things that are bothering me, it turns out to be really negative. So I don't want to do that. And I really shouldn't talk about work anyway because it's work. it should remain there, and I never know who's watching or listening, right? So it'd be very foolish to say stuff. Not that there's a lot to say. I mean, 98% of my work is amazing, and the 2% that is an annoyance is just going to remain an annoyance. So why fight it? All right, let's get you in here. I need more than that. That's better. All right, same deal. Start here. Start here. We know where our borders are. Go across. And let's get a bunch of it up on top. So we can pull it down. It's kind of fun doing the side stuff like this today. I actually like that. It's way more peaceful than trying to do something intentional. Okay. We'll let that do its thing. Let's scoot it up here. Grab our next piece. We'll watch it, pen. We're not ready for you yet. Ready, chat. Where's Pops? Hey, welcome in. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well today. I'm just screwing around. Uh, what I'm doing today is going through and I'm picking a bunch of my non-granulating paints to use as a base color. And I'm choosing from my list of granulating paints, one to mix with and one to set on top of. So I've got my set on top of on the left side, so a base layer of the base color, and then dot in some of the granulating paint on top of it. Then I take the same two paints and I mix them and I'm putting them on the right. I'm gonna let them dry naturally as much as I can. And then we'll see what the texture looks like between the two, and then I'll write down what the colors are on top. I should probably do that now. It's been a minute, and I'm gonna be forgetting what I did. So let's do it now before I totally forget. I'm well, you? I am okay. I can't complain too much because there's a lot of people that have problems, so I'm just gonna shut up. I mean, really, everything's fine. I'm making it sound like there's a big problem, and there's not. It's just life. Oh, I forgot. Goddess, guess what? My new glasses came. I doubt that's gonna focus because it just doesn't want to, but they're green. I got green frames. And they're progressive, so I can, the upper part of the lens is my distance, and the lower part magnifies, so I don't have to take my glasses off or put them on top of my head anymore to see what's in front of me. It's wonderful. I'm so glad. The first pair were broken. They or weren't broken. They were the wrong prescription. Like the optometrist wrote down and printed the wrong prescription, and I went back and got a warranty on it. And the guy that did it instead was like, I don't know what she was doing, but it was wrong. So here's your corrected one. Oh, so this is Opera Pink. It might still be wet. Oh God, I want to dry these so bad. Let me dry them and then I can write down what the colors are on them. And yeah, I'm doing well. Just hanging out, living, surviving. I recovered from a minor eye injury. I had a blood vessel go in my right eye, and it just was gross looking, and it was sort of turn and move and sort of focus, and I just couldn't look up close at my phone or anything. So I took it like 3 weeks off from painting. And this is my second day back. I was back last week on Thursday. I left a bead of water on the top of this yellow one, so it might take a minute to dry. Yeah. I kind of knew when I was putting that one down that I had it too wet. It's definitely had way too much water on it, but that's okay. It's just on the top right there. All right. So pen. This is you're dry. Yes. This is opera. I'll do the base and then the granulating. Opera pink. It may not last forever, but it's such a pretty pink while it lives. Opera pink plus. And we did lunar black on this one. Lunar black. There we go. Looks like so. Turn it over here so you can see it. I'll get in close too because you can't really see the granulation too much from far. There we go. Focus. Too close. There we go. Yeah. I like that mixing them together, they still separate, especially up on top where it's thicker. That looks really nice. Teaches me to use more of the granulating paint. Drier, I think, too. So maybe wet with the base color and then really dry, really thick, really buttery with the granulating paint so that it mixes into it well and thickly. And then hopefully there should be enough to spread out. All right, next up, this one was alizarin crimson and green apatite genuine. So let me write that down. You are dry? You are dry, yes. I'm not gonna get any on my hand. No, good, okay. Okay, so this is alizarin crimson. Plus, you are dry, right? Yeah. Green apatite genuine? Yes. Green. It's a very interesting color. Green apatite genuine is the only paint I have from Daniel Smith that is listed as not a pigment, but it's listed as a mineral pigment. It's their own process called Primatech, I have written down there. So it's a very unique color. It's like a manufactured color, I guess. Green apatite, apatite. Yes, I said it. Genuine. Okay. This one looks kind of fun as well. Put that up here so you can see. You can barely see it in the mixture on the right, but you can just see, if it'll focus, that there is pink undertones or red undertones. It's mostly green, but there is some red under there. Could probably do a better job of mixing them in a way that works. So it looks like it fully displaces it. Like everywhere the green went, it really pushed the red out of the way. So that's interesting. All right, next up, are you dry? You're almost dry. Let's hit it one more time now. Let's had a chance to sit and think about what it did. And this one was Hansa Yellow Light and uh-oh. Hansa Yellow Light and so Lunar Blue? It was Lunar Blue. The yellow really took over on this one. Let's dry it some more. Okay, I think that's dry enough that I can write without getting it stuck on me. All right, so this is Hansa Yellow Light and Lunar Blue. Yeah. Hansa Yellow Light, excuse me, plus Lunar Blue. All right, close that up and we'll get started on the next one in a minute. I think this time I'll write down the information first before I paint. That'll make it easier. Hansa Yellow Light and Lunar Blue. Kind of like that one. The mix is kind of rough. Again, I think it needs to be a little more intentional. No, intense? Intense. With the granulating colors, it really hits it. So we'll try that some more with the next ones. All right, speaking of the next one, let's pick a new color. So again, here's our granulating list, and here's everything, including the granulating. So let's look for something not on the granulating list. I like the idea of a blue, but a lot of the blues are granulating. Phthalo is not. Phthalo is not. But phthalo is very dark, so something very special has to go with it to make it shine. I would say yellow ochre, but the blue will disappear as well, just like over here. Phthalo blue and maybe sepia? No. Oh, but that'll be muddy. I was looking at this transparent red oxide, but I don't know that that'll work. Oh, how about Viridian? Oh no, I know. Maybe sap green? Oh no. Undersea green is gorgeous. That's an option. So many questions. Hmm. Viridian is a good one. Cascade green is really pretty. I think it'd be overshadowed by blue. Let's do what I was thinking. Let's do undersea green in this. That'd be really weird. Phthalo blue and undersea green. That'll be a weird one. Okay. Let's write it down first this time. Then I don't have to worry about drawing it to write on it. Phthalo, which is a really weird word. Phthalo. Phthalo. Blue. Plus undersea green. I rarely use that. I really should use it more. It's such a pretty color. Undersea green. All right. Phthalo blue is this guy right here. Undersea green is just what it sounds like. This guy right here. Really dark, 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 kind of kelp kind of color. All right, Phalo, let's go. Let's add some water to it. Oh, I'm gonna try to go a little thinner with the phthalo blue. All right, so same deal. We'll start there, mostly halfway, somewhere around there. Well, it's gonna be there now because I dropped a bunch. More than I meant. Whatever. Phthalo blue is such a pretty blue. The most recent episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds was trippy, goddess. When you get around to it, it's an interesting one. Well, not trippy, it's just it's different. It's like I can't remember what the name of the genre is, but think of old black and white oh, what's her name? I want to say like Buck Rogers or like old like 30s, like 20s and maybe not 20s. 20s might be too soon, but 20s maybe 30s, 40s like spaceship, you know, Captain so and so, Captain Proton, like Star Trek Voyager, Captain Proton era type of black and white interesting stuff, like where they film like the ship going through the atmosphere and it's at some screwball ass angle like this. And the whole episode, nearly whole episode, is black and white. And they give the excuse that because they're the star in the solar system puts off a radiation that overloads most races' visual receptors to blank out our ability to process color. It's a cute way to be able to make the world be black and white. And the whole planet that they end up going to is black and white. And it's that same era of television. It's the same era that these people on the planet are. It's so trippy. But it's done so well. It's an Una number 1 episode. It's about her. So good. Undersea Green. Let's hit that before I dry things up. Undersea Green is on our plate over here. It's up on top. I've had a lot of bleed of the black one going everywhere, so I'm gonna have to kind of rise above it, so to speak. Right. Try to load the brush up. Right. I've got the same problem going on, so I'm gonna tilt it a little bit and let the water kind of go down. It started drying out down here really quick. Let me spritz it, try to rehydrate it, but it's probably just gonna make it spread. Yeah, just make it spread. Let me hit the paper towel and sop up some of the extra here. You go there and just soak up all you want. Okay, that should be fine. Scoot that over here. And let's go ahead and make our mix. So let me go ahead and pick a spot. And we're going to get some phthalo blue, which I already still have wet. So I'm going to grab a bunch of that and put it over here. Okay. clean that off. Okay, and let's get some undersea green. All right. That makes a beautiful green. I mean, it already looks beautiful right here. Okay, let's dot right there and dot right there and start grabbing some, bring it over. So we're gonna add a bunch right here. Make a line going across the top. Really get a bunch of this up here. I think this may be one of my favorite mixes so far. Let's go ahead and bring this down. Honestly, I don't even care if it granulates. It's gorgeous the way it is. Such a pretty color. All right. Very dark color, so it's going to take a minute to clean that out. Hold on. Get out of my brush, please. Thank you, thank you. Thank you kindly. There we go. All right, that one will be nice, but it's going to take a hot minute to dry. Scoot the dry ones to the side for the moment. And let's get a fresh one, and let's put our wet one up higher. Make some rub. Oops, sorry, I just smacked the mic again. Red bean bitter cream. I'm liking it so far? Yeah? Excellent. I'm glad you like it. Really, it's just kind of making like a library of practices for me so I can kind of see how they look when they mix or on top of each other. Get kind of an idea what they look like. But man, just mixing that one together, I love that one. It's like, let's go down to the ocean. I've yet to do anything like paint any oceany stuff because I'm just kind of scared to screw it up. I'll have to try it anyway sometime and see. All right, next color. Hmm. Let's see. Maybe I can figure out what granulating color I want to do and then pick a color based off that. Oh, you know what? I want to do Moonglow. Moonglow is quite pretty. I could do Moonglow on something. What would be a good base for Moonglow? I could probably do a purple color. Is there purple that's not already? Cobalt blue violet. Nope, that's granulating. Lavender is granulating. Imperial purple granulating. I don't have a purple that's not granulating. But I could probably do a blue underneath it and get away with it. Let's see. Cerulean blue chromium. Nope, that's granulating. Cobalt, granulating. Both my ultramarines are granulating. The only blue I have that is not granulating is phthalo blue, and I've already done that. All right, then. Let's pick somewhere else on the spectrum. Okay, Mayan orange. That's not. And it's like a very orangey red color. And we could probably do Moonglow on top of it, and that'll probably be unique. Let's give it a shot. Mayan orange. I never use Mayan orange. It's a part of the palette I almost never touch because I just never think about going to it. We're doing it today. All right. Mayan orange. Mayan orange plus moon glow. All right. Let's see, Mayan orange. You are here. Yeah, I barely have room to mix in that one because I literally never used this one. There we go. Cut across. Quite nice color. Why don't I use it? It's very pretty orange. I know, right? That's a gorgeous orange. I never used that. That's going to change. All right. Let's clean that up a good bit. And let's hit our Moonglow. Moonglow is my third from the bottom on the right side over here. Let's get some more water. Very pretty by itself. Oh, I should have left a spot to do them individually. That's stupid. Why didn't I do that? You know what? Maybe I'll go back over them later and I'll do the color lightly over the top of the name or in the space to the right. I'll figure something out. All right. Beep bop boop bop boop bop beep bop boop bop beep bop boop bop boop. Beep bop boop bop beep bop boop bop boop bop beep bop boop beep bop boop beep bop boop. That's how I use computers. Beep bop boop bop. That's how IT techs do it. Beep bop boop bop beep bop boop bop beep bop. That's how we hack the matrix. Beep bop boop bop. All right. It's rare, but I have been called a hacker by a coworker who's not in IT when I was out their desk fixing something. Oh boy, because they were probably one of the most inept people when it comes to using a computer that I've ever seen. It's like I'm doing the stuff you should know how to do to fix your problem. That's not really a problem. The problem is you, the person. Pebcac. Problem exists between what is it? Pebcac. Problem exists between computer and keyboard? No. Yes. No? Chair. Pebcac. Problem exists between chair and keyboard? Whatever the situation, yes. It's been a minute since I've used that stupid little analogy. I've forgotten exactly what it was, but the idea is that you're the problem. Anyway. Okay, so I've got a bunch of the orange ready to go. Oh, I like that. Let's grab a bunch of Moonglow. 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 Get in my brush. Get in my mix. I need more Moonglow to make that work. You need to get in my brush right now. I'm not playing. I will turn the stream around. Okay, that's better. All right, same deal. Let's do a blob right there, blob right there for the right side, and let's lay it on thick. So we're gonna go across. Okay, and we'll just add some puddles of it up on top. Right, and let's get the left side. Shoop. Okay, and we'll get the right side. Shoop. And we can get the middle. Let's pull the rest down. Nice. I actually really like that color. Both of them, they work really well together. All right. Same deal. We'll look at this one in a minute once it dries. Scoot it over. Let's pick some more. How are you doing for time? Hour 45? Not bad. We're doing it on the back of the card. Oh, smart. Good idea. Yeah, and since I wrote them down, I can easily go back and do that later. So yeah, thank you. I will absolutely do that, Red Bean. I'll go through and I'll do the original colors side by side. Maybe I'll do the gradient of them, and then like a final gradient of them blended or something. I can do it on the back of the card. That could be a project for another day. Good call. Excuse me. Okay, now what? Well, for base colors, we've hit pink, we've hit crimson, yellow, orange, blue. What other kind of base colors have we not quite hit yet? Oh, God, it's so similar, but Aussie Red Gold is gorgeous, and it deserves some love as well. But it's also an orange. I don't want to go too orange. If I do something very different in it, I think it'll be okay. But that's going to be an experiment. Must go for a tad? Nope, go for it. I'll probably be on for another 15, 20 minutes or so, and I'll be heading out myself. So if I am not here when you come back, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I try to be here every Monday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And then occasionally I will play games instead of painting if I'm not feeling it. And if I'm really having a bad day, personal or for work, I may not show up at all. But I try to always have good days. Doesn't always happen, but I try. Regardless, thank you for hanging out with me. If you like and you've not had a chance to look at any of my previous stuff, I've been painting for a little over 2 years now, totally self-taught, and all of the stuff that I've painted, nearly all of it, is on my Instagram, and you can find the link to that down below as well if you want to. I try to post everything, good or bad, unless it's really, really bad, and then I'm just like, nope, not gonna bother. Thank you for hanging out. All right, next up, we're gonna do a pen. We're gonna do Aussie Red Gold, which is a beautiful color in itself, and it transitions kind of like green gold transitions between green and gold. Aussie Red Gold transitions between a dark, dark, like Australian outback red dust color to a very pretty golden color. It's this one right here. For you guys, it is, my hand slipped. Yeah, it's this darker orange one right here. Kind of hard to see on that camera, but you can kind of see the color shift from the red to the yellow. We're going to do that, and then on top of it, let's pick a granulating color that'll go well with a beautiful orange to yellow color without totally screwing it up. We could probably shift to a green or a violet That might be a good option to put Imperial Purple on. That would be interesting to see. Let's do it. Aussie Red Gold and Imperial Purple. That's a mix. Aussie Red Gold. Aussie Red Gold plus Imperial Purple. Is that what I said? Yes. Imperial Purple. Goddess says, I hereby dedicate You Problem by Monsta X. What does that mean? Clearly, that's a song by some sort of group. And I'm gonna guess it's a K-pop group. It's a song. Okay, I got that part right. Is it a K-pop group? Now I'm invested. Am I right? Ding, ding, ding. You're correct. Yay! I know Goddess. A tiny fraction of a bit. I do need to change my music, but I am so far away from my keyboard. I'm going to have to just play something else that I've got. Oh my god. Even with the new glasses, that is so far away. Bleh, blah, 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 blah. Uh, I'll play this list because I like it. I love this song right here. Listen to this. Whoops. Well, screw that one up a little bit. It's all about the day. Dead at the time. You looked half dead at the time. This. Oh, yes. Totally forgot to put the Imperial Purple on this side. Like, end of the day, I'm spacing out. Okay. Sorry, it's at least for me that was really loud. Sorry, but that first one is such a good song. I like it. If I can get to my keyboard, I'll look up the one that got us pulled up. Let me finish this and we'll look. Someday I might get the song request thing back, but I probably have to end up like paying for Spotify or something to do it because it's so annoying to set it up otherwise. The one I was using through Stream Elements was garbage. It was not working well at all, so. Do, 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 do. Yeah, these lyrics are a little strong. Sorry. I'm an adult. I promise. I made a nice kind of chocolate color, purple and orange. And I didn't mix enough of that one. I'm just going to try to make it work. This guy is very explicit. Shia Bun. He is a VTuber. Right. Yeah, that made a really nice kind of chocolate color. I don't know how well it's going to granulate, but I might. I can see a little bit on the top. It'd probably do more if I sprayed it, but that'll just make it go everywhere. All right. I made a slight mistake with this one. I spilled a little bit. I might be able to pull that up. It's still pretty wet. Oh yeah, that mostly came up. It's the best of me. Let me get over there. See the comment. Hey, that's the best of your heart. Here you go, goddess. It's just going to keep playing. I'll turn it down, but it's going to keep playing from that album. Okay, that one's quite nice as well. All right, one more. This one, because the song was up loud, this one's New Gamboge, which is a yellow, like a medium yellow, and Cascade Green. But I'll show it in a minute once it's closer to being dry. All right, I haven't used lavender yet. That's a good one. I think Nickel Azo Yellow is available. It is. Let's do that. Nickel Azo Yellow. And lavender. Lavender. Nickel Azo Yellow, you are right here. Another one I don't use a lot of. It's kind of like a stone ground mustard yellow color. Lavender. And now the final mix. Not bad. All right, let's turn that down. Maybe I'll end up turning it up. I need to dry all of this to make sure it's ready to go, and I'll put them all side by side and look at them really quick, and then we can probably end the day after that. So let's get everything lined up, ready to dry. I'll turn it up a little bit. Right. I'm not going to stack them because there might be a little bit of some of them being wet still, but I will lay them all out. You can check them out. Not bad though. We got 8 different experiments done today. It's not bad. Blasted. I love your username. Very good. Welcome in. Hi there. How are you doing? You caught me right near the end of my stream too. I'm not too far off from finishing. I was going through and oh, I realized not all of them are on screen where you can see it. I've been going through and experimenting with putting some base colors that are not granulating down, and then putting granulating colors on top of them. And then to the right, I'm just fully mixing the two together and putting a full square of them so I can see what they look like when they play together. Met you from J. Ranzella. I don't know if I remember that. Regardless, I'll accept it. My memory's not that great. I don't know if I remember that though, but maybe I did dip in one time. For a little while there, for like the first year I was streaming, I would remember to go through and raid people, and I would raid into other people that were online doing watercolor painting. So it's very possible it's from that era. I don't really raid anymore, so that's probably why. Yeah, probably you probably came over from a raid. It's hard for me to remember. But welcome in again, regardless. I appreciate you being here. I was gone for like 3 weeks dealing with like an eye injury, and now that I'm back as of last Thursday, I'm trying to get back into the swing of painting something at least twice a week if I can help it. So yes, today we did this. We've got ourselves opera pink, which is not granulating. The first color I say will be not granulating. The second one will be a granulating pigment. Granulating meaning this kind of effect right here. When the paint gets on the paper and it gets really wet, it kind of separates out based on the texture of the paper that you use. And some of the darker colors land in like the high points, and the fainter color flows down into the valleys. So it separates the pigment. And non-granulating is smooth. So I'm combining the two. So I wanted to see what they look like so I can experiment in the future and really see when I want this effect, I can go to these colors, right? I was gone for a few months. Lost my mom back in April. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know how that is. I've been through that 2 years ago, so I totally get it. I'm so sorry. It's not a great thing to have to go through. Losing anyone close to you is terrible, but losing a parent, one that you care about, losing my mom was my rock. It was really hard back then, but yeah, I get it. I'm very sorry. I hope you're feeling better. I mean, it never really goes away, but it definitely lessens and mellows over time. Took a long hiatus. Yep. These look really good. Well done. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was the last. She helped my mom raise me. I lost my mom in 2010. Oh, I got you. I'm sorry. Still, I'm so sorry. It really sucks. Yeah, gosh, when did I lose my mom? It was back in, I think, 2003. I think it was 1 or 2 years after I graduated high school. Yeah. So just me and my kiddo with autism. Hey, autism kids are brilliant. We love autism here. We're pretty sure someone might be, but we're self-diagnosing, so then we're not doing that. And it's like low grade if it is, very low in spectrum. Someday I'll consider going and doing testing for it if I care, but I don't even like going to doctors normally for things, so that probably won't happen. But I don't want to say it until it's proven, so let's just assume I didn't say anything. Okay, so this first one here is Opera Pink and Lunar Black. Let's see how that looks like. Left side is just dotting it in. Right side is blending it. And this one worked really well. You can clearly see where this one's separated and the Opera Pink is beneath the Lunar Black. It textured really, really nicely. Totally understand? Yeah. Next up, Hansa Yellow Light and Lunar Blue, not black. So it looks like that was where it was too wet on top. Right there is pretty nice. That was quite fun. Think I need to, when I do the mixtures again, I need to be a lot more heavy-handed with the colors so they mix a little stronger, but it's still not bad. It's got a good texture to it. Wow, yeah, see, I did hear the random Star Trek Combat 1 going off once. Mixed in, like it just used the old sound effect somehow. That's so random, I don't get it. Stream elements, I'm telling you, sometimes they're great and sometimes they're just garbage. I like the green at the top up here. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I like that one too. This one is nickel azo yellow and lavender. The lavender almost doesn't show up, but you can kind of see it more on the left one. You can see where the lavender is pressed in there. That one didn't quite work as well. It's a nice mix. Very kind of muddy. This one's nice. This one is Nuke and Bauge, which is a very like school bus yellow color. You can see it down on the bottom there. And Cascade Green. This one's kind of nice. This one does a nice blend. It doesn't really show the different colors too much. It turns it into one big base neutral green color, but the darkness rises up. The darkness rises. That one's pretty good. This one I really like. This is phthalo blue and undersea green. This one's a neat mix. Undersea green can get really dark, like up on the top left there. I like that one. That one's cool. And the mix is not bad too. You can see the texture on that really well. All right. 3 more to go. We have Mayan Orange and Moonglow. Mayan Orange and Moonglow. I like how this one came out. That one looks really cool. Mayan Orange and Moonglow. It's a nice mix. All right. This one's another one of my favorite colors, Aussie Red Gold and Imperial Purple. The purple turned it kind of black, but it's not bad. I really got to fix my PNG tuber thing up there with a flashing black like that. I'll try to figure that out. I don't know why it does it. I may have to totally delete them and reinstall them again. We'll see. And then last up, Alizarin Crimson and Green Appetite Genuine. The green kind of disappeared and turned to kind of a muddy black-brown color, but it still is kind of cool. It almost looks like chocolate. Makes me think of like cherry chocolates in a way. That one came out very interesting. So yeah, this is a neat little mix. I like this little project of going through and trying a bunch of different mixes. And yeah, I'll take Red Bean's suggestion and I'll go through and put the base and the granulating color on the back of these and label them so that it's really obvious. So you can see what they look like when they stand alone, because some of them, the granulating color mixes in and it just makes the base color disappear. And you can't really see the granulating color too well because it mixes. So seeing what it actually looks like on the back might be helpful. But yeah, I think that's it for the day. I somehow spent 2 hours rambling and then getting started and cutting the paper and then just blasting through doing it. But it's not bad. I really do like this one. You really do see the lunar black behind the pink, or in front of the pink rather. I do like that one. Yeah, I need to get a light up here for this one, this camera. All right. Well, guys, I'm tired. I worked all day, took an hour break before stream, then streamed, and I'm beat, and I smell food cooking. So I'm going to head on out. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for everyone new or old who have dropped in to say hello today. I appreciate you being here. I should be back on, what day is it? It is Monday. I should be back on Thursday, 4 o'clock Pacific time. I will either be painting something if I figure out what to do between now and then, or I'll play a game. Who knows? I do want to play Restory on stream. But I realized to do that, I have to delete my save. They don't have game save slots. It's just new game and continue with no choice to choose a game save. So I would have to delete my current save to do it. Or like back up the folder and do some funky stuff to make it work. So I'm probably going to play through between now and Thursday on my playthrough and try to finish it, and then restart it when I play it. We'll see. But all right, guys, I'm going to head out. My name is Bear. I go by that. I was barely watercoloring today, and I thank you guys for hanging out with me. Right. I'll see y'all later. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on Thursday. Goodbye. 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 I hit my camera and I moved it. Goodbye. Farewell. I'll see you later. Goodbye.